The run.
Welcome to the Robbins Center on the campus of the University of Richmond.
Slightly liberal agendas with inoffensive money-making projects. Race relations was too sensitive a topic for humor, so Hollywood avoided it. In Lilies of the Field, Sidney Poitier's race was not an issue.
Wins. But the big thing, they have to come into the Robbins Center tonight where the Spiders are 4-0 in their league, and they're very tough to beat.
Well, one guy that's really helped out, last year it was all David West. This year that hasn't been the case. Romain Sato has become a big key for the Xavier basketball team.
All the things that the Xavier people wanted when they recruited Romain Sato are coming true. He's knocking down the jump shot. He's driving. He's added that to his game this year. That has just opened up his game incredibly. He's doing a great job on the glass as well, and that's the key to why Xavier is 16-3.
A lot of times in the past, it's been just two players for Xavier. But this year, X is getting a lot of help from another guard on this team.
Lionel Chalmers. Lionel is just running the show. He's taking shots when he's supposed to. He's running when he wants to run. He's slowing it down when he wants to slow it down. Tell you what, Lionel Chalmers has been a big difference, and he's grown up at the point guard.
Ralph, David West has only led this team in scoring 6 times this year. You look for him to have a big night tonight against a very small Spider team?
I look for him to have a big night tonight, Jeff, but the big thing I look for David to do tonight is try to rebound the ball a lot better than he did when he was in Cincinnati when they played the Spiders, and it was a great game there.
In that game, Xavier won it 72-62. We'll get part 2 in just a minute. Stay with us. We'll come back with the starting lineups after this from the Robbins Center at the University of Richmond. Richmond, Virginia, on the beautiful campus of the University of Richmond. Let's take a look now at the starting lineups. First for the Xavier Musketeers, Kevin Fry, Dave Young, David West, Lionel Chalmers, and Romain Sato. Ralph?
And David West is the Atlantic 10 Player of the Week again. He also had a great game the last time against Med, 18 points, but they did a great job of keeping him off the glass. And tonight he has to do a better job of getting second shots.
And for the Richmond Spiders, they counter Mike Scrocky, Jonathan Collins, Scott Unger, Jeff Myers, and Reggie Brown.
And Scott Unger, watch out for this guy. He's ranked in the Atlantic 10 top in assists and rebounds, but he's 0 for 8 from 3-pointers in the last 3 games. Got to watch out for Unger.
All right, we'll be back with the opening tip after this. Stay with us. It's Xavier and Richmond coming up next. Well, as we said at the start of this one, Ralph, Xavier working on what is now the second longest winning streak in the country. The University of Cincinnati was beaten today at Marquette. So now it's Utah with a 12-game winning streak, which is the longest, and they play Colorado State tonight. So X with an 11 straight wins, second longest streak in the country.
Second longest streak in the country, but you got to be careful now because it becomes everybody's target to knock off those long winning streak teams. So you got to be careful.
Well, you look at this Richmond team, and they have a lot of problems, and we'll get to that in just a minute. But first, we're going to have the national anthem here from the Robbins Center on the beautiful campus of the University of Richmond.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Xavier basketball on WB 64 is brought to you by Provident Bank, by Walt Sweeney Pontiac GMC, by Franklin Savings, by Montgomery Ford, and by Kroger. As I started to talk about before the national anthem, Ralph, for this Richmond team, a lot of problems, especially on the inside. Starting center Eric Xavier, 6'9", 240-pound junior on the middle. He's a big, strong guy. Only averaged 4.5 points a game, but he was a presence on the inside. He had bone spurs. He had surgery a week and a half ago. He is out for the remainder of the season. On top of that, 6'11" senior center Tim Faulkner. He's been out for the last week. He'll be out for at least another week. He just got out of the hospital yesterday. He has viral meningitis. So two of their biggest, better inside players on the bench in street clothes.
But that makes no difference because they play a style of that zone that they play really causes you problems. They're a lot like the Temple team. When they play in that zone and you're not hitting outside shots, it makes your job a lot harder to attack the zone. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. The big key is that Xavier has to knock down shots on the outside in order to get the ball to David. They will not allow David to beat him, and they will not allow Romain Sato to beat him. So the other guys have got to step up. Lionel and Kevin Fry and David Young, they've got to step up in order to get a win tonight.
And tell us, Ralph, when you look at this Richmond team, two very big guards in Unger and Brown on the wings. Unger goes 6'7", and Brown is 6'4", but a very long wingspan. What do you try to do if you're Xavier to counter that zone?
What you try to do is you try to dribble, penetrate, and make two people play you. And if you can make two people play you, then that opens up a shot for someone else in the zone. Quick ball movement, not a lot of dribbles on the outside, going side to side. Quick ball movement, get it inside. Big thing about Richmond right now, Mike's rocky. Last two games, averaging 21.5 points a game. Big time score in the last 2 games. Someone who will come out here tonight and try to put this Richmond team on his back.
Richmond team is averaging 61 points a game. Xavier averaging 72.8, almost 73 a game. But the difference has been Xavier's defense, Ralph. Very, very aggressive on the defensive end for the Musketeers.
They've been very aggressive on the defensive end. The biggest thing they've done this year, different than last year, they've rebounded the ball on the defensive end. And they've not allowed 2 or 3 shots at the basket. Keep in mind, Richmond comes into the game, they're +5 in turnovers. With that zone, they average about a +5 against teams, and they will not turn the ball over. So if you're Xavier, you got to take care of the basketball, but you also have to rebound the basketball in the zone against the zone.
Ralph, I've seen these guys play 3 different times this year in the Las Vegas Classic. It's a jump shooting team. They'll shoot and shoot and shoot again from the outside. They like to throw up the 3. They're a jump shooting basketball team. That means long rebounds on the defensive end, correct?
It means long rebounds. The guards have to help out on the body. And if you take a look at Coach Mata, he's 16-3 as the head coach of Xavier, off to a great start. You remember one guy that had a year like that? His name was Pete Gillen. And I was on that team, and we went 25-5.
And on the other end, John Beeling, there you see the Richmond head coach. And, of course, just to our left here on press row is Dick Durant, the longtime coach of the Richmond Spiders, who took them so many times to the NIT and NCAA tournament. Great success here when they were in the Colonial Athletic Association, and they owned that conference for quite a long time.
They owned the conference. Dick Durant was a major reason why they built the building here, and he's one of the ones that put it in there.
And there's the man, David West. Obviously, a lot of rumors about David West, just a junior, has another year. Any inside scoop for our listeners out there and guys watching? Is he going to be back?
I tell you what, it'll be tough for him to come back if he's in the top 10 picks. Big thing tonight, though, big fella's going to come ready to play. Guess what? He's close to home. Garner, North Carolina's not far away.
Well, one guy that's not close to home is that fella right there. You see him leaning over, but he has been on Romain Sato.
Romain has been on. Everything that you thought about Romain when we recruited him at Xavier, everything is coming true. But the big thing this year, he's learned to put the ball on the floor, and he's learning. And next year, he's got one more thing to learn. He has to put a little what I call wiggle in his game. and then he'll be ready to go.
So Jonathan Collins, the 6'9" junior forward, will be jumping it up against David West. And the tip goes to Romain Sato and Xavier. Will attack on the offensive end first. And a good look at this defense by Richmond. Looks like to start off a man-to-man, Ralph.
Yeah, they'll show you man-to-man to start off early, but if you get off against the man-to-man, they'll turn it over to a zone.
One of the things you like to see early is either Chalmers or Sato hit from the outside. And there's the nice back cut and bucket off the gun right there by Young.
Great job of David recognizing the defense was coming on the weak side to do a double team. Found Young wide open.
Now here comes the defense for Xavier, the man-to-man defense. Always tough defense applied by Thad Mata's group. Tough to get it on the inside, especially with the smaller Spider team. Just passing on the outside, Unger and Brown. Working around, an open three on the way, and David has to remember you have to jump vertically. Don't follow through as he did there and make the foul.
You take a look here at the other end when David got the ball inside. This is why they won't stay man-to-man, because the big fella knows I'm double team, you're wide open. Get it in there and lay it down. On the opposite end just now, one of the major rules that most college coaches put in, do not foul jump shooters. And he just broke a cardinal rule, fouling someone on the three. Just what you talked about earlier, going to shoot the three. And this guy's been on fire, and you got to know that because he's been averaging 21.5 in the last 2 games.
Almost an 82% free throw shooter is Scrocky. As he hits the first, he'll get 3 shots here, but a nice look on the double team by David West. That's something he's been doing a lot of this year. Great passing. And
that's what makes the scouts at the next level really like him, because if you're able to release that pressure, now you can play a little bit of one-on-one down there in the post game.
So Richmond takes the early lead at 3 free throws. Scrocky 4th in the Atlantic 10 as a free throw shooter, so you do not want to foul him as he puts 3 into the bucket. It's 3-2.
And as you can see, they go to what now?
Looks like a 1-3-1 zone.
Yeah, they spread the guards out pretty far. You got to move the basketball. Don't hold it.
Young had the thought from 3, but they're going to try to work it inside. David West picks up the loose ball, puts it up and in, and he'll try to get 3 the old-fashioned way.
And you see his hands. He had great hands at the time. The ball was tipped. He got a hold of it, laid it right in, took the foul. Take a look here. He's got great hands. Kevin taps it up. Watch the hands. Grabs it. When you get those claws on it like that, it's 2 and a foul.
David West knows what to do when he gets it near the paint, doesn't he? He goes right to the basket.
He finishes around the basket.
73.5% free throw shooter, gets 3-point play. And Xavier reclaims the lead.
The one thing I like, though, that Richmond did, that zone is huge up top. Those 2 big guards are spread wide out. Going to make you put it on the floor and try to make 2 people play.
Again, nice pickup by Fry in the middle, and Richmond has to pull it back out, start all over again. This pass inside to Collins, and it rolls out. Battles inside. Open 3 by Brown, and he knocks it down.
Second shot, thing we talked about earlier. Xavier was not giving up a lot of second shots. And that time they got a second shot. And what happens? You knock down a 3.
That was tough, Ralph. An easy bucket, it looked like, for Collins. So the Xavier wingman released, and it left just a guard underneath Chalmers. And loose ball taken away on the outside. Scrocky goes right to the rim and lays it in.
And they're doing a good job in the zone. That time, Lionel just lost control of the ball. Crowd's going to be in it all night tonight. They know they got a team that's right on the verge of being ranked in the top 25 in here.
Kick it around, Sato, an open 3, and a little too hard. The rebound comes off to Unger, and we'll go back the other way. 8-5 lead by Richmond.
And the thing with Unger does all the little things for Richmond. The rebounding, the assists, getting guys the ball where they need to be. Hasn't shot the ball well lately. And Coach Mata is up off the bench, encouraging the defense.
Ralph, we talked about the numbers being down a little bit for Richmond in players, and so I think you would expect Xavier to play that tough D early and try to wear this team down.
They're going to try to wear him down, but the big thing, good pass that time, Lionel.
Chalmers to Fry, and Fry up and under, puts it in.
And that's what we talked about earlier. Run when I want to run, slow down when I want to slow down. That time he slowed down in the working area, we call it, down in the paint, and realized I got David on one side, or I got Kevin Fry. And the guy ran at David, then he laid it off to Kevin.
Up and under, there's another turnover, and Lionel Chalmers coming back the other way again. The left-handed dribble, double team, but he gets it off to West, and Collins blocks it out.
Yep, that good job that time by Collins to get back on D. Great job by Lionel. Didn't do anything fancy, just knew he had his man down the middle, gave it to him. And you see David fills the middle. Weak side didn't see him that time. Next time he'll know he's there. Jeff, give him a head fake. Go right at him.
Xavier's been working the ball inside this first 4 minutes of play. All three of their buckets have come inside the paint.
You see, this is what you can't do against it. You can't just dribble against it.
Young has to go up high to keep that one inbound, and now he throws it away. Chalmers does. Thought he was fouled. Coming back the other way is Brown. There's the spot shooters. Crocky a little too hard.
And that time they got another second look. Right now he's surveying the lane.
Young open. His three's on the way, and he knocks it down. David Young.
And that's what I said last week. Dave Young, if he starts playing well and starts knocking down those table shots, Xavier becomes even a better team than they are right now.
So David Young knocks down the first three for Xavier and gives them back the lead at 10-8.
And they're working to get Strachey open. They just did a side screen that time.
A little too hard. Unger, left-hander, knocks down a three from the top of the key.
I think I was right when I started out. He was 0 for 8 the last 3 games from 3, and he opens up and knocks it down. You can't let him get off the snide.
But then again, Ralph, you can't give him just a wide-open, uncontested shot.
Can't just throw it back and forth. Got to make some moves to the basket. Good job.
Sato has a step, kicks it back outside. Another three on the way. And David Young knocks that one down, so he's 2 for 2 from outside the arc.
What Romain Sato just did, he did not do last year at all. He couldn't penetrate and then find another guy. He's doing a better job this year. That's a classic play right there, what he's doing different this year.
Collins way outside to Unger right side. Still plenty of time on the shot clock. Brown lifts, fires, and the three is good. I told you these guys were a just spot-up jump shooting team.
They will just keep spotting it up, shooting it. Not going to change.
It's like a gunfight. Who's going to flinch first? Chalmers has an open shot. Now he drives right down the lane. Nice pass off to David West, and he lays it in off the glass.
And Lionel did exactly what you have to do when those guards are spread that far. You got to dribble, penetrate, make somebody play you, like I said earlier, drop it off to the big fella. Good job, Lionel.
Chalmers could have taken the jumper, but instead he drew the defense, and left him wide open was West. There's another ball on the court, picked up again by Sato. 3-on-2 break by Xavier. Kicks it out. David Young had a thought from 3. Now a drive down the lane, lays it up to Young, and he's fouled on the inside. I'm sorry, David West on the inside was fouled.
And good job that time by David. David kicked it out, dribble drove, gave it to David. Like I said, the next time he knows the big fella's there, he's going to head fake. Take a look here. Good job by Dave. Knows the big fella's inside with them soft hands. So he sees the big fella that time, and then he gives him a head fake. Like I said earlier in the game, when he knows he's back there, he's going to give him a head fake.
Fouls on Strachey. That's his first. David West back to the line. Good free throw shooter, and David West knocks it down.
And right now, what you're saying is the coach of Richmond, let's pick out poison. We've got David Young out there knocking down shots, and we got David West inside scoring. I think what you take is you say, let me take away David West and rely on Mr. Young to keep knocking down field goals.
David misses the second. Rebound comes off to Tony Dobbins. Dobbins and Patrick O'Malley into the game. Quickly they get it down to the youngster O'Malley. Pick back up, and Unger will pull it out.
O'Malley took a look up, saw David West said, I'm getting out of here.
O'Malley's just a 6'8 freshman, but I like him. A very good ball player. There's a foul on the inside. I think they're going to count it. Thought it was out on the floor. Oh, count the basket.
Good job of give and go that time. Gave it to the wing. Take a look at it right here. Unger did a good job. Like I said, does all the little things, plays basketball. Gives it to the wing, give and go. And this time, Lionel hits him with a little hip pointer. But if you Lionel, what they teach you to do is what we call jump to the basketball, get between your man and the basketball, and then let David help you out on the inside.
Unger completes the three-point play there, and that puts Richmond up, but it's been the David Young show. 2 threes from the outside. It's 17-16. We'll be back. Center 17-16 is the Richmond lead, and it's been jump shot after jump shot. But points in the paint, you would think Xavier would have the advantage, and they do. 9-3.
And you take a look at David Young. David Young's got off to a good start. Good for the Musketeers. Not normally known as a scorer, but he's got him off to a good start, and that's helped out because Romain took one shot early on and did not knock down a 3, but David's been there.
I'll tell you the other thing that's pretty amazing, 6-0 on second chance points, and Richmond not a very good rebounding team.
And right now they're in a half-court trap. Coming out of a timeout, he changes the defense.
Romain Sato yet has not taken a shot tonight. West baseline, nice defense. There's Romain Sato, the 12-footer, just a little short off the front iron.
Like
quickly running the other way.
Like to see him follow that shot. Don't just settle for the shot. Follow the shot as well.
Quick hands by Chalmers. Brown fires another three, a little too hard, and O'Malley pushed off on the rebound, the big fella.
Knocked Romain back a little bit. Romain was kind of surprised. O'Malley pushed him out of the way a little bit.
Tell you what, he's got a nice body for a freshman. Player of the year in West Virginia.
And that's a good job by O'Malley. But right now, Xavier, they're going man-to-man. Richmond's changed defense again. Now you look to get the ball right inside to David.
Xavier recognizes. There's Sato. Goes back to the top of the key. Now Chalmers drives in. Fry had a thought from three. Now he loses it. Gets it back. 10 on the shot clock.
Nice penetration.
Chalmers up and under and lays it in.
Little fella with the scoop shot that time. Got his shoulder squared. Said, I'm in here. I can't give the regular layup. I'm just going to give you a little scoop shot.
You know, we mentioned this in the open, how Xavier in the past has really only had one or two guys to rely on, and it's so much easier for this offense for Lionel Chalmers is hitting.
A lot easier for the offense because what he does, he makes shots that other guys won't take, and he'll take the shot. There's another second chance opportunity, and that's killing him right now.
Strachey again just follows his shot that time. Thad Matta not happy as the Spiders have the lead at 19-18. And again, second chance points. Missed the shot, followed it right up at the easy bucket.
And now you can see they're sagging in, kick it out to Romain. That's part of your offense right there.
Sato a little too hard that time on the long jumper. Strachey, good hands to catch that one. Brown's jumper is good from 15 feet.
And don't forget, Brown is their leading scorer right now. Reggie Brown averages 14 points a game. That's the leading scorer. You can't leave him open.
And that shot for Brown, his first bucket of the game. He's got a couple of free throws. Sato off the screen now, forcing the action, and he knocks down the jumper.
He knocks down the jumper that time, trying to get off a little bit. Good job of double screen that time. He got a first screen, didn't get open. And then David sent a little screen for him, and he got open.
I tell you what, when he has a smaller guy on him, he just jumps so high on his jump shot. It's amazing the height he gets when he throws the jumper up.
Right now, Xavier's playing very good defense as Mr. Jackson waits to check in.
Kevin Fry on Unger. That's a great matchup. Unger very deft handling the basketball. And there's a block by David West on the inside.
And you got to know better than that to go in there, Dobbins, that time.
Tough pass that time. Sato tries to go baseline. I'll call the foul.
And that's a good job that time by Romain, recognizing he's knocked down a couple of jump shots. They ran out on him, and then he drove right to the basket. Take a look here. He's realized, hey, he made a couple of jump shots. Now he takes it right to the basket and gets a foul. And Strachey, I kind of agree with you on that one. What more can you do?
Yeah. Sato remains first free throw is good. 67% free throw shooter.
And here comes Keith Jackson. Keith's been given a lot of spark off the bench. The last game these two teams played, Keith had a pretty solid game up in Cincinnati.
A hometown product. Second one is no good by Romain Sato, so 1 of 2, and we're tied at 21. Good basketball game so far. Both teams are shooting pretty good. 66% for Xavier, 54% for Richmond.
And we expected a good game because you remember at the Centos Center, Xavier trailed 44-42 with about 11:35 left. Then went on a 17-3 run to close out the game. But we didn't expect Xavier to come in and just blow Richmond out. This is going to be a pretty good game.
David West with another rebound. A couple rebounds to go to 6 points, and the ball is lost inside by Fry, but knocked out of bounds by Richmond.
Yeah, that time Kevin's a little bit upset because he felt he got hurt.
We're scrapping. We're tied at 21. We'll be back after this on WB 64.
are hanging around tough. The big things going on right now, second shot opportunities. Richmond has 8 points off the second shot. As you can see here, Mr. Strachey goes inside, misses the shot. David Young did not box out, gets a second chance opportunity. Richmond leading with second chance opportunities, 8 points to 0.
So Xavier gets the ball under their own basket. 24 on the shot clock.
Those field goal percentages are pretty high. That means your defense is not that good right now.
Sato had the screen but couldn't get the shot off, so Chalmers will pull it back out. Double team and he kicks it over. Jackson stuck. Yeah, 10 on the shot clock. Can't pick up your dribble in that position.
That's the thing what Keith has to work on, because he's standing out there right now, not a threat for the three-point shot.
Sato catch, shot, no good. Go back the other way. Another rebound for Richmond.
And that's the thing that Keith Jackson has to work on in the offseason. You take a look, they're not even playing him out there. They don't respect his jump shot.
Nice give and go that time. Blocked by David West, saved by Lionel Chalmers. And Xavier going the other way.
Good call.
To the step. Rebounds. Richmond has the advantage, 9-5.
And that time, shoot the basketball. That's right, Coach. Tell him what I tell him, Coach. Shoot the basketball. You wide open at the top of the key, knock it down, because he can shoot that.
Now the referee has stopped the clock for something. Oh, the shot clock didn't start. That is Joe Mingle. George Harry, the other umpire. The referee is Rich Sanfilippo. There you go. Now the shot clock down to 32. Now it's stopped again.
And now Xavier's
Now they blew the horn. Shot clock didn't start the first time. They reset it at 32, and it didn't start the second time.
32 seconds.
So they try to figure out what's wrong with it. All three. That to the right of your screen is referee Rich Sanfilippo. That on their left, Joe Mingle, and George Harry is the third official tonight.
And Tom Eisen.
Yeah.
Great SID at Xavier sitting over there trying to figure out what's going on around here right now.
But so far in the game, I guess if you look for a stat to kind of scratch your head at, the fact that Richmond, 9 rebounds to now 6 for Xavier. And you'd think that that would be in favor of Xavier very much the other way. Not the case so far.
Well, you know, Richmond practiced all week and talked about the rebounding having to be a key.
Yep.
And keeping David and Kevin Fry off the glass. If we did that, we had a shot of winning. And if you take a look at the last game, when Xavier went on that 17-3 run at the Cintas Center, a lot had to do with getting second chance opportunities and getting the ball inside to David and getting it inside to Kevin.
There's been 3 ties and 11 lead changes early in this basketball game, and now to have a stoppage of play like this, that gives a nice break to the Spiders, who really only go 7 deep. We didn't really get into it much, but you'll see when this kid gets in, if he does, one of the biggest cheers. Team manager Tracy Hamner will wear number 31, just so they basically can fill out the the layup line before the games.
Yeah, and Tracy's probably sitting down there. He probably may not ever see any action tonight.
He's hoping, though. Got in the other night. He said he was scared to death. The open air ball.
I just hope he doesn't see any action, and the only action he sees if the game's over, Xavier's up.
There you go. So now X in a little bit of a zone themselves. Wow. Reggie Brown from deep downtown. That's his third 3 of the game, and it's 24-21 Spiders.
And you got to know Reggie Brown is the leading scorer, and you can't leave him wide open.
Xavier went to the zone and paid for it. Jackson drives in. They're going to call the foul there on Myers.
And the one thing I saw that time out of Keith, he really had a lot of confidence on that drive. He knew he was going to get to the basket, and he knew he was going to score. And that's something that he didn't do early in the year. He didn't play with that confidence.
You know, I guess you'd say, Ralph, that he's starting, I don't want to say mature, but he's getting more comfortable with the college game.
Yes, he is. He's getting more comfortable with the college game. He's also getting a lot more comfortable with his role and his role of coming off the bench. Probably the last 4 years he started at Purcell Murray, and before that he started every place in his life. First time you ever coming off the bench, that's a different role for you. Good move by David.
Missed the most, but David West strong with the board and puts it back in.
And he says, hey, listen, enough is enough. We got to get on the board right now.
Well, you know, it's got to be tough, Ralph, for a lot of youngsters when they come into a program and you're always, you know, you're the star, and now you go somewhere and you're sitting the bench, you're 6th, 7th, 8th player. And now he's finally getting his chance, and he's proven to the coaching staff, hard practicing. Now he's gotten to this point.
Yeah, and the big thing about that is most high school players, when they come to college, you would learn to accept the role, or you sit over there and you pout. And when you start pouting, that's when things go west for you. So what you have to do is you have to just accept your role and continue to work.
That was a foul on Sato off the ball, and David West with a good defensive play there. He knocks it off the leg of Jonathan Collins, and out of bounds it goes.
And David did a good job that time. Collins put it down. He got it down. He smacked down on it, and got a turnover.
Romain Sato gets a breather. Into the game now is Alvin Brown.
The one thing they're going to ask Alvin to do is take the time, because Alvin loves to put it up when he comes in.
That's Alvin Brown dribbling out front with the basketball. Now he goes into David. He's double teamed. Pass off inside. Nice catch that time by Keith Jackson. Kind of an awkward shot. We're going to call West over the top.
I think that time the referee anticipated David to push him, but he didn't push him. He didn't push him. So that's what Dave's talking to him about right now.
David talking to the referee said, I didn't touch him. I was right over the top. Didn't get him. Yep, Richmond hanging around. They lead 24-23.
Hi, I'm Mark.
In Virginia, University of Richmond leads Xavier 24-23. Let's take a look here this time at Keith Jackson. Great catch by Keith. Had to reach behind him. Got it. Turned away from the basket. Tough shot. But watch there on the other side. David, right over the top. Looks at the referee, says, hey, don't penalize me because he didn't grow. I'm a bigger guy. Just let me get the basketball. I don't think he pushed off that time.
And Xavier will come out in the press. Just a little bit of token pressure.
And back to the man-to-man.
Yep. Myers brings it up, picks up his dribble. Collins is stuck at the top of the key.
And whenever they hit the high post, Richmond, just look for him. Good backdoor.
Nice passes. Jackson got lost on that one, and Scrocky took him right to the basket.
Taught the freshman the #1 rule, stay between your man and the back.
As the man.
To avoid the issue of sexuality, studios cast Portier opposite females who are off limits.
I tell you, and look at that hustle by Keith.
Nice hustle that time, and they say it's a jump ball, and then it'll go to Richmond.
Picture perfect basketball last time by Richmond. If you take a look, they cleared out the backside. Stay between your man and the basket, Keith. Didn't do it that time. Scrocky gave him the old backdoor play.
Caught flat-footed out there on the wing, and Scrocky gave him just a quick flash to the wing and then cut right to the basket.
Stay between your man and the basket. I can remember hearing Coach Stack say that. That time he did.
Yep.
If you take a look at it again, that time he stayed between him and the basket.
It's like Princeton running. That was a walk. Yep.
And you know the thing, I always say this about Keith. You can tell Keith one time something, and then the next play down the floor, he's going to do exactly what you told him. And last time, the coaching staff said stay between him and the basket. They ran the same play. Keith stayed between him and the basket.
Now Xavier really with 4-guard offense in there with David West.
Just going to work with him a little bit here.
Brown gave the bounce pass, and it went right under the hand of David West, and out of bounds it goes. So unforced turnover. And now Alvin Brown comes out. Romain Sato comes in.
And Alvin's upset because he didn't catch it. Yeah, and now I can take it out because you didn't catch the basketball.
He didn't get a shot off either. And again, Scrocky loses his man under the basket. Opens things up for another three, and this time it's Chuck Myers that knocks it down.
And Chuck Myers was excited about that three that time. Said, thank you.
First points in the game for Myers, and the lead now is 6 at 29-23. Xavier's hit a cold spell.
And here comes the crowd.
Too much dribbling. Standing around by Xavier. Chalmers pulls it back out.
And Lionel's saying, hey, listen, let's just do what we do best.
Chalmers tries to break his man down. And a foul is called. The crowd doesn't like it.
But you know the thing about it, though, Jeff, is that Xavier is not even fazed by being down 6 right now. because of the early conference schedules. You go to San Francisco, non-conference schedules. You go to San Francisco, you play at Purdue, you get down, you understand what you have to do to come back.
That foul was on Reggie Brown. There's the inbound bad pass, and it's stolen away by Tony Dobbins. He's going to try to take it to the house. Romain Sato with the rejection. But Scrocky picks up the loose ball and knocks it down.
Great job by Romain knocking it down, but you knock it to a teammate. Don't knock it to the floor, knock it to a teammate. And here comes this foul.
Scrocky's got 11, and Thad Matta's going to have to take a 30-second timeout. There you see Thad Matta trying to diagram anything offensively for his team, which has really become stagnant. But on the defensive end, nice help by Romain Sato.
And Romain kind of laid low. And David looked over. Good block. He got to try to block it to a teammate. Scrocky gets it. Lays it back. Here's another look. David looks over and sees Romain, says, "Oh, you okay?" And Romain swats it out there. David didn't do a good job of hustling to the basketball. That caused an easy bucket. And I'm pretty sure that's what Coach Matta said in the timeout. Hey, we've got to get those loose balls. They're beating us to loose balls.
Second chance points, 10-2 in favor of Richmond. And an 8-point Richmond lead. Xavier desperately needs to get a shot off, a good shot this time down court.
And you have to be ready to catch the ball opposite of David.
Here's the double team. David just puts his head down and tries to go to the basket. They're going to call a block.
Good call. Good call that time. I kind of thought he'd come out there, Jeff, and go with the old charge with the crowd going crazy.
But Scrocky never got his feet perpendicular to the baseball. Watch his feet, Ralph.
Right. And then you see Dave give him the look away, and then he's riding the side, then he tries to call the charge.
Yep.
Good call.
He never had his feet in front of David West. He could never get in front of him.
And he rolled him down the side. Quiets the crowd. But when you get in trouble, you go to your All-American. You say, okay, spread the floor. I got the big fella inside. Go to your All-American, and he delivers.
David West now 3 of 4 from the free throw line, and Justin Lay comes into the game, 6-foot senior. Free throw good by West. Knocks them both down.
And now you'll see Richmond be very patient in their offense.
Outside again, that's Morton. Number 24, Jaison Morton with the ball.
And now Xavier understands you got to pick up your defensive pressure. Take a look at Xavier's defensive pressure. A lot more.
Man-to-man defense. Kevin Fry back into the game.
And David West is just playing like a center fielder.
5 on the shot clock, and wow, Jeff Myers made something happen that time off balance, and he knocked it down. Great defense that time.
Great defense, hit a tough shot. That's okay. As a coaching staff, you say, hey, we'll have to live and die with him taking those shots all night. If he's going to knock those down, then they deserve to win.
And a call off the ball. They're going to get a hold. I think it's going to be on Tony Dobbins as Sato was running the baseline. First foul on Tony Dobbins.
The Musketeers in the 1-and-1 situation.
In the bonus now.
So now that tells you we're in the bonus. We're going inside.
Sato back to the free throw line. Good with the first.
Nice stroke that time.
Just nice and easy. He's some kind of player. He just gets better and better and better as he learns this game.
And I keep saying, the next year, I think the thing he has to do is put some wiggle in his game. How to get open off the ball and how to get open with the basketball.
Create a shot for himself.
Create a shot for yourself.
You know, it's just amazing how far that young man has come in a short period of time. The upside, the potential is almost unlimited. Open 3 on the way for Myers, in and out. David West claims the board. Big rebound that time, and big miss by Richmond.
Watch Lionel just survey the land this time. Get the ball inside, wide open Kevin Fry. Ooh!
Fry that time got no arc on that shot, in and out. Almost went down.
It went did everything besides go in the basket.
Myers had almost a free trip to the basket. Knocked away. Dobbins works his way inside, takes an extra step off the glass, and it stays in.
Good move that time by Dobbins. He saw David West. Knew David didn't want to pick up that second foul, so just went right at him. Good job.
David Young has been quiet since his early threes.
And Richmond's back to the man-to-man.
West goes to the ground. He's hit in the face and no call, and David West is injured.
He'll get up. He'll get up.
He got hit right in the face and no call.
And Xavier's playing like his own.
Just a little 2-2. Collins free on the baseline. Jumper's good. David West got poked in the eye.
No call that time by the official. I think Coach Mott is saying, what's the call? I think David's saying the same thing. Here comes the crowd again.
Yep. It's now a 10-point lead at 37-27.
Danger time right now. You need a bucket. You don't want it to stay in double digits.
Here's the double team. David shoots over it. Robbins hits it out of the hands of Sato, and it's run down by Unger. Everything going right for Richmond right now. The lefty almost fired up a three. Now he will. Unger short on that one. That was a long three, and Sato got the rebound. Got to cut into this lead. You don't want to go down double digits at the break. And Young got caught up in there and had to take an extra step, and that'll be a walk. Another turnover. Xavier's offense is gone to the wayside, and the crowd here at the Robins Center is getting into it. It's a 10-point Richmond lead. We'll be back with more after this. 27. And Ralph, the difference is Xavier just not getting many shots. They're just 9 of 18 from the field. Richmond 14 of 25, so 7 more shots by the Richmond Spiders.
And second chance points, even though Richmond's getting more shots, they're not falling, but the second chance shots are falling from Richmond.
Offensive rebounds.
And Xavier's down by 10, and they're doing second chance points. They have 8 more second chance points.
Ralph, coach always tells you the most important time, last couple minutes before the half, and the last couple minutes coming out of the half, right?
That's right. And this is very important. You're down 10, you don't want this lead to swell to 14 to 16. It's awfully tough.
Nice give and go, but a beautiful block by Fry, and he's going to be called for the foul.
Yeah, and Kevin think he did a nice play that time, and he's fired up. But you take a look, and Xavier's just not playing good, solid defense. That time, West shows, and Young does not get back.
Well, I tell you what, don't know where he fouled him here. Watch this from this angle. You see it. Just a beautiful block that time by Kevin Fry.
No foul that time.
Nope.
The big fella, anytime you block that.
Collins hits the first free throw. That's his 3rd point of the game. Collins on the year is a 59% free throw shooter.
And you know Richmond is saying the longer we stick around, the better chance we have of upsetting Xavier.
And he knocks them both down. And now it's a 12-point Richmond lead. And Lionel Chalmers in no hurry as he walks it up. Under 2 minutes to play. Sato's three is good. Remains Sato.
Big basket gets you under double digits, gets you within 9. Keep the lead under double digits, feel better going in the half.
Now you really need to stop here. Tough man-to-man defense. Trying to go inside is Richmond. They're looking to dump down and then kick it back out.
Don't get any open three-point shots right now. Guard all the three-point shooters and protect the basket.
Almost a turnover, and it is picked up by Sato. Imperative here that you don't get another foul on David West either. Sato's jumper no good, but as you said earlier, foul on Dobbins.
3 shots this time, knock it down to 6. Just that quick, a 12-point lead gets down to 6 if he knocks down all 3 of these shots.
Sato will go back to the free throw line. He's a 67% free throw shooter. He's 3 for 4 tonight. Xavier 7-11 from the free throw line. That's 63%. Richmond 6 of 6.
And Coach John Balin is over there saying, hey, listen, get back on defense. You guys have got to get back.
Sato gets the good roll. And it's 8. Another one knocked down by Romain Sato.
And it's 7 now. That's a 7-point lead with a minute to go to go in the second half. And Richmond's probably played as well as they can, and we're up 12. And now they turn around. Now they're only up 6 points.
Xavier, pretty good free throw shooting team on the year. They're shooting over 72% as a team, so that's very good. Richmond, 70%. So now the lead is cut to 6. There is about a 25-second difference in the shot clock and the game clock. Dobbins drives down, and Fry with another block, but they're going to call goaltending.
And on that situation, you don't goaltend a shot like that. You make him hit that shot.
Yep.
And that's what's upsetting with Coach Mata now.
That's
this shot here, he's out of control. He's not going to hit that shot. Make him hit that shot. You don't goaltend a shot like that. You let him hit that.
Running left-handed shot by Dobbins, and Fry goaltend. So now there's a 10-second difference in the shot clock and the game clock. So 30 left in the half, 20 on the shot clock. Still plenty of time for Xavier. Young had a thought there. Now he drives in. Off-balance jumper's no good. That was a tough shot.
Bad shot that time. That time he should work the ball inside, get it to David, let David either get a three-point play or even try to score.
So instead of being 6, there's a chance to be up by 10 at the half. Dobbins is stuck out there. Now Unger drives baseline. There's a, oh, Dobbins had a thought from 3, up and under, and they're going to call a foul and count the basket.
The time running out.
Wow. As you listen to the crowd as they are really into this one. There is no time left on the clock.
Watch the clock there. And Xavier's playing pretty good defense right now. Real good defense. They cut him off on the baseline. Lotto comes over, helps out. Now he head fakes, goes down. Romain grabs the arm just a little bit. And time runs out. 11-point lead, double-digit lead. And Coach Mata is not happy.
So give Dobbins the basket, give him the free throw, and instead of a 6-point lead at the half, it's 44-33. Is that Mata incredulous as they go into the half? So it's an 11-point lead for Richmond, the home team over Xavier. We'll be back with more at halftime after this.
We're back. That's right, football.
At this point, so that's a big difference.
That's a big difference. The big thing is that Xavier has to understand to get second shots, you got to work a little harder than what you worked the first half. Didn't work that hard to get second shots.
Now to start this second half, Xavier will have the basketball, so a chance to try to cut into this lead right off the bat for the Musketeers. And as we look at it, looks like the same starting 5 that started the game for Coach Thad Mata.
Yes. Same starting 5, and let's see when Richmond starts out in the man-to-man to start the second half.
And also coming out for Richmond, Brown, Myers, Ungers, Crocky, and Collins. So they're same 5 as well. Little drive inside to kick out the Young, nothing doing. So set back up the offense again, and David West looks to try to get into it a little more. That was kicked out of bounds that time by Crocky.
And David demands a double team every time he touches the basketball. As you can see, he's demanding that.
You talk about creating the shot. David's the one guy that is able to do that on this team, even though he's an interior player. He likes to put the ball on the floor. He can dribble.
And he will have to step outside some tonight in order to create his offense.
They're going to have to pick up the scoring here in the second half is Xavier.
And now Richmond switches back to the zone.
Sato, the open 3. He knocks it down, and he's fouled.
And how many times we've seen this year where he has an opportunity to get a 4-point play in one trip down the basket and cut this lead down to 7.
But look at the height he gets on the jumper. Just amazing.
Good
nice
job by
pass.
David Young. And watch the ups on the jump shot. The height is great, but the stroke looks so much better. Take a look. For all you youngins out there, this is a picture-perfect jump shot. Right there. Shows you the hook. Knocks down. Cut it to 7 right now with the free throw. And he's shooting it to a C of red.
I think that foul was on number 4, Jeff Myers. Haven't posted it yet. Free throw good by Sato, so the 4-point play is completed, and that puts him right back in the game, 44-37. So good start for the second half for Xavier.
And that's what you want to do. You want to come out in the first 2 minutes like you talked about early in the game. The first 2 minutes of the second half, very key to how this ball game will turn out.
4 points a trip. You get back in the game quickly. There's another give and go on the inside, and Collins lays it in again.
And Collins just lays it right off the backboard.
A couple times now they've done that little give and go, and they've got Xavier each time.
Now you want to make sure you dribble drive with the basketball.
Boy, big skip pass into the corner. Now you got Chalmers. Gosh, what a quick first step. Another open three on the way by Young is no good. Unger with the board.
And you don't want to settle for just threes against this team. This team, this is what they want you to do. They want you to settle for threes.
Brown knocks down another three from the corner. That's his fourth of the basketball game. And just like that, the lead back up to 12.
Like I said earlier, you don't want to sit here and mix and match for threes with this basketball team. And you're going to have to dribble, penetrate, and with quick movement of the basketball. You hold the ball, the zone will set up.
Foul on Unger on the inside. I think this team would be very content to have Xavier sit out there and just fire away from the outside. Make them work.
Yeah, and
they look like they're prone to fouling, too.
Yeah, they're very content with having them Xavier just throw up three-point shots. They'll live and die with Xavier throwing up three-point shots. They think they have a chance to win if you're going to do that.
Now back to the scorer's table. Figure out what's going on here. There's Coach. Get it out under the basket, they say, and Chalmers will inbound it. Now he's coming over to talk to Thad Mott and tell him what's going on.
Well, like a good coach, you want an explanation. Yep. You told him something, tell me what you told him. I want to know.
So Xavier again hits the first salvo of the second half. It was a 4-point play, but right back came Richmond with a nice give and go and another three-pointer. And Beeline now, they're going to call all the officials over to talk to him. They're saying the previous foul was on Brown, Reggie Brown, number 12, and then that last one was on Unger. And so I guess they're trying to discuss
who the foul
is on this time.
And Rod is trying to say, hey, look at the monitor, do something, but that wasn't a foul on him that time.
That was clearly, the last was clearly Unger.
And the Xavier coaching staff is coaching over here.
Wow, it looks like it was clearly on Unger, but they're going to call it on Brown, and that being the case, so still trying to figure out 3 fouls on number 12, Reggie Brown. And now they wanted, they're not going to get him in. They wanted to try to get Tony Dobbins into the game, but they couldn't. So now Xavier with the ball. Tough cross-court pass that time. That was very dangerous. Chalmers took a step.
Good call. Xavier looks out of sync right now, just not comfortable with attacking the zone. And what they're doing, they're not getting in the gaps. They're just satisfied with throwing the ball over the top. Now they're going to go to a 2-1-2 half-court trap. Try to get Richmond to speed up a little bit.
So now Brown, one of their big outside threats, has to take a seat. He's right at his average at 14, but he's out, and now Dobbins comes in with 3 fouls. Unger, 3 on the way, no good. Boy, it's got a funny rotation on that shot,
It's got a sideways rotation, and that's why he's been 0 for 8 in the last 3 games shooting from that range, because his rotation, his wrist doesn't snap back, it snaps sideways, and then the rotation is sideways. And the best thing that happened to Xavier, he hit the first one, because now he thinks he
can hit him. Fry trapped in the corner, makes something on his own.
See, holding the ball too long, just holding the basket.
Zone again by Richmond. Wow, David West is just battling on the inside, and the crowd really getting into it. Bad pass, 10 on the shot clock. Chalmers going to have to make something happen. He just goes through 3 players off the glass. That's picked up by Tony Dobbins running the baseline.
And Davis a little bit frustrated right now because they can't get the basketball to him. And why they can't get it to him? Because they don't have quick ball movement. It's slow ball movement, and you can't move the zone like that.
David West just 3 for 6 from the floor tonight. 10 points and 5 rebounds. And 1 foul. Brocky, 3, good.
And he's been shooting the ball fantastic the last couple of games. 21 points in the last 2 games, and he's showing you why.
And now it's a 15-point lead by Richmond. They just keep pouring it on, and the crowd comes to life. It almost sounds like a Cintas Center crowd. David West finally pulls it down. Up and under, he's hammered. And they're going to call a foul on Dobbins.
And you know what? They finally found David. They said, listen, we got it up to 15. And Dave said, come on, give me the basketball.
And now that's 3 fouls on Dobbins. So now they're starting to get a little bit of foul trouble.
And David loses the handle a little bit. Let me get the grips on him. Got the grips on it. Now he's going to go straight up. And the foul, good call. Hit him in the back of the head. Little ticky-tack foul that time.
Good cheer from the crowd. West is soft.
Ooh, telling the big fella he's soft may be the wrong thing to do.
I don't know about that one,
I don't know about being soft.
Tell you what, this crowd is really into the game. David misses the second.
And what you don't want to do is wake him up.
Yep.
If I'm the crowd, I leave him alone.
You don't tug on Superman's cape. You don't get David West's ire up. He will respond.
And Xavier's playing pretty good defense right now.
He picked up the defense, and that's what Thad Matta wants.
And Coach Matta said, pick up the defense. I'm coming out of my coat. As he's coaching without the coat now, because you got to pick up your defense. You know you're in a ball game.
Dobbins one-on-one all the way, misses the shot. Rebound put back up and in by Jonathan Collins.
And Collins is saying, hey, listen, you come in and see David West, you need to come see me a little bit more.
The crowd into it again.
And the lead is 6.
Sides at the step. He got hit, thought he got fouled, but he picked up his dribble and shuffled his feet. Jonathan Collins, the big fella on the inside, makes it a 54-38 game.
The agony.
Possibility of being down 18. Xavier will pick up full court.
Well, Ralph, that's the first thing I was going to ask you. Now, what does Xavier have to do to get back in this basketball game?
They now have to pick up the defensive end, box out, no second shots. But the one thing you have to do is be patient on the defensive end. Don't be overhyped on the defense. And David West is guarding Strachey. Good call. Good call.
David West stepped into the lane, and Strachey, he went basically chest to chest, and Strachey goes down. That was a foul on David, his second. You know, a few years ago when the old Lenny Brown era, they were very adept at pressing.
Right.
They like to go full court. Thad Matta's really isn't that type of a press, is it? There are different types of presses that teams use.
Yes, and Thad just uses straight up man-to-man. He doesn't, we haven't seen any type of 1-2-1-1 press or whatever from them, but, you know, they do straight up man-to-man. There's another second chance opportunity.
And now it's going to be a call on Fry as Strachey tries to cut through the lane, and Fry sticks an arm out and
This time,
almost clotheslines him.
hey, listen, Strachey, you've been running around free. We're going to put a body on you right now and see how you handle getting that body put on you.
Yep.
And that's what they're doing right now. Hey, and Coach Matta's saying, hey, listen, you can't come off, let him continue to run off screens and shoot open shots.
Just old-fashioned Chicago Bull type, Detroit Pistons style.
That's right.
You're going to come through the lane, you're going to pay for it.
And now you see David picking up high. Just be patient. Like I said, you got to be patient on defense. Don't get overactive and get silly fouls and put them in the 1-and-1.
On a foul, the shot clock goes back to 35, so still plenty of time on the shot clock. It's just now down to 20. Here's Collins. That's where you want him shooting, and that's an air ball. All the way over the top, and here comes Chalmers the other way. Big trip for Xavier. He'll take it all the way up and under and lay it in.
Good job by Lionel, realizing everybody ran to David West. I got one guy to beat, went right at him, laid it in.
Ralph, I got to figure that Lionel Chalmers, just about any time he wants, can break down Myers on the outside. I don't know why he doesn't do it more often.
And the reason he probably doesn't do it more often is because he's trying to get everybody else involved. And like I said, you look now, Strachey's being guarded by Kevin.
Myers that time went all the way up and under. The crowd wanted a foul. There's a trap and there's a steal as Dobbins got trapped. Nice double team. Weak side help came over.
Look inside, Lionel. Don't make the job harder. Good job, Lionel.
I just think anytime Lionel wants to drive, he can make an easy basket. He's just so much quicker than Myers. Get the ball back under the basket. Now they're going to get quite a few substitutions in. Dobbins comes out and Collins comes out.
Yeah, and they're saying, okay, if you're going to play us this tough, you play us this tough and we'll be all right. And I tell you right now, Xavier's kind of got their eye up because they're saying, guess what? You're sticking around here.
Reggie Brown back in the game, number 12. And Romain Sato draws the assignment, right? Just ran through your picture. 12 and 10, a great matchup there as Sato tries to shut down the leading scorer for the Spiders.
Xavier's playing a lot better defense right now, and they're not going to let you get that.
And there you go, bounce pass. You got to know who you're throwing it to. O'Malley let it get into his body, and Chalmers was able to step in and take it away. Breaks down the man, beautiful pass inside, and David West gets the flood.
And now Lionel says, guess what? I'm taking over the game. If it means I got to score, I'm going to score, or I'm going to give the ball up when I have to. Great job by Lionel.
6-0 run for Xavier. They've cut it to 10, and Beeline wants the timeout. 54-44, Richmond leads. Xavier down by 10, and Ralph, at the start of the show, you said Lionel Chalmers was one of the keys to the basketball game.
Right, and I said to you earlier, Jeff, that he had grown up as a point guard. The last 3 plays down the floor, hey, I'm going to take over. Little baby hook, knocks it off the glass. He scored twice that time. So then he understands, as a point guard, you're going to come down. Now they're going to drive to me, give it to the big fella. Throw it down.
That was a beautiful play inside. Drew the defense and had it wide open. David West on the inside, yep.
He set it up by going to the basket, scoring the first 2 times. Then the 3rd time, he knew they would help out. He just dropped it off to David.
Unger trying to get a step on Fry, and Fry pushed him out a little bit, and now it's a 3rd foul on Xavier this half. 2nd on Fry of the half, 3rd of the game.
If you remember back at Xavier, when they played earlier, Xavier trailed with 11:38 left, 44-42, before they went on that 17-3 run.
Another deflection, that one by Sato, and Young comes in, and Fry will take a seat. Somebody threw some gum on the floor, and you can see it, but Coach Mata had to come out and wipe it off.
Now they see him guarding the shooters out a lot further from the basket, and they're not running through the lane as freely as they were before.
Now Young gets Unger, but Myers, the jumper, free, hit it, and a foul. Chalmers was up underneath him, and they call him for the foul.
And then Myers talks a little bit of trash to him, like that's what you get, boy.
2nd foul on Chalmers.
And Myers talks a little trash, not to Lionel, but to David Young. And that time, Lionel said, what more can I do? Knocked it down.
Yep, put his hand right in his face and actually touched his nose. Myers' free throw is good. He's got 8 points, averaging under 4 a game, and he's got 8, so he's doubled his average so far, 57-44.
And every time Xavier tries to make a little run, there's a response.
Yep.
And right now, too much dribbling on the perimeter. If you're going to dribble, don't dribble east to west. You want to dribble north to south toward the baskets and make 2 people play you. The same thing we talked about all game. If you take a look now, too much standing around.
Now, Ralph, do you start breaking it down if you're Coach Mata into different time increments during the game? You're almost to 12-minute mark here. Are there times when you say, okay, at the 11-minute mark, we want to be at a certain point? Do you try to do that? Do you try to tell your players that, or what?
No, right now what you tell your players is, say, listen, play as hard as you can for as long as you can. Don't worry about the score.
Sato, nice move inside, but nice help.
That shows his versatility. He did a lot of that in high school, posting up on the box, getting it inside.
Watch Sato as he loses his man, but O'Malley comes with the help.
Look at this, right spin off of him. Help there. Good job by Romain. And good pass by David. But the thing is, on the defensive end, continue to remain patient. Don't get overactive. Just continue to play possession by possession. There's a lot of possessions left in this ball game if you just play possession by possession.
7 of 8 for the Lion until that miss. So now 7 of 9, and he's 8 for 10.
And I tell you, they have a nice crowd down here in Richmond.
Tell you what, I said earlier, it's almost like a Cintas Center crowd, and What a great job they've done at Xavier since they've been into that Cintas Center. Mike Bobinsky moved him into the athletic director, and good buddy Greg Amodio's done a great job there. They sell out almost every game. Every game is sold out. They got the boxes full. And Scrocky answers with another three.
And there you go. A 15-point lead now. And Scrocky's done a good job of just getting himself open.
Skip pass across to Sato. They go inside to West. Knocked away. Myers. Sato back with it. Off the glass. No good. And he knocks it out of bounds, but it'll stay. Xavier basketball. And that time, David was asking for the basketball. They skipped it over, and they tried to throw it right inside to him, and they double teamed him. And then Coach Mata is saying, hey, listen, they're just beating us up inside. Yeah. Coach Mata, there you see him, just a perplexed look as he tries to tell the referees they're killing us on the inside, but they won't have any of it. 60-45. The lead is 15 with 11:38 to play from Richmond. Richmond leads Xavier by 15 to the 11:38 mark. Yeah, we thought that the Chalmers 3 plays in a row, 2 baskets and a nice dish to West would have sparked this team a little bit. They'd cut it to 10, but it's right back to 15. And Mr. Scrocky has showed up again this game. It's a nice ball player. They'll try to get the ball inside to David. Chalmers just holds it out front, the 11:30 mark. Scrocky's on West inside. He's going to get help. They reverse it again to Young. And they're playing a triangle too. Boxing one right now on Romain Sato. So you got to score. The other guys have got to score. Yep, Myers is just taking it. Here's Chalmers, a long runner, no good. Gets his own rebound. Passes it inside to David West, and I guess they're going to call the foul on Myers on the inside. And you know, Myers is saying, I didn't foul him. I guess one thing, Ralph, for the kids out there watching, you're a big guy like David, don't put the ball on the ground because all those little smurfs like Myers get their hands on it when it's down there. Yeah, and this time Lionel does a good job making a pass. It's a tough pass to catch, and David was lucky to catch that one. 11-minute mark. It's a 15-point lead for Richmond. Here's the dump down to West. He gets triple teamed, and it's blocked out of there. Wow, what a play. Myers keeps it alive. Kicks it out. Scrocky's 3. In and out. Boy, if that would have gone, this roof would have come off this place. That would have been a backbreaker there if that would have went. Tell you what, Richmond is really quick with the help down low. Good job by Keith that time. Nice tap. That ball goes into David West, and he was just swarmed last time down by 4 Spiders. And what he has to do that time, he has to just do what he normally does. Get the ball out, get it open, somebody open for a nice shot. Collins just holds it out front. Ayers Brown with it. And you still got plenty of time. Yep. You're down 13 with 10 minutes to go. Got plenty of time. Don't foul late in the shot clock right now. Just continue to play. 10 seconds. Give him that shot. Shot clock down into single digits now. Collins is stuck. 5 on the shot clock. Unger the lefty. He's stuck. Myers 2. 1 just gets it away. And that's a shot clock violation. Didn't draw iron. So great defense that time by Xavier. And that's what I mean by being patient. Just be patient. Don't foul late in the shot clock like that. Most teams make the mistake of fouling late in the shot clock. They did a pretty good job. Dobbins comes in for Scrocky. And I'll tell you what, that man is a Iron Man. This is only the 2nd time he's been out the entire game. And now you got to look to get the ball inside. Quick pass. David tips it to himself that time. There's a foul on the inside. You're either going to foul him or he's going to get 2 points. He's made up his mind now. I'm taking over the game. You're going to foul or give me 2 points. Look at him work. Now, you're going to foul me or I'm getting 2 points. That's it. From here on out. And 33 Collins picks up a foul. So David West back to the free throw line. 5 of 7, 6 of 8 now. And the other thing they got to think about right now, Richmond has 16 fouls to Xavier's 14 fouls. So every shot, every foul now by Richmond is the 1-and-1 bonus. And you want to try to go inside and score a lot of baskets without the clock running. David West knocks them both down, and that lead now is 11. And you want to find Mr. Brown.
and find Mr. Myers. That's the two guys you want to find. No foul. Not a good foul that time.
David West came over the top, and he knew it. Got a little bit too much hand that time, and that's his third foul. Just their 5th team foul, so Myers brings it into Unger and right back to Myers. New shot clock at the 9:20 mark. Every possession is vitally important to Xavier now.
And that may have been a foul that he got away with, but that's off. Got to rebound it.
Yep, David brings it in.
When you're running, find your big guy. Everything inside now. Everything inside. Good.
Jackson, nice release to the basket, but it won't fall. But David West gets the roll.
Everything inside right now. Go inside to David. Take the ball to the basket. You get fouled. 9-point game. You're right back in it.
Chalmers with the push. Here's the problem when Xavier has this lineup in. You really only have David West underneath to battle on the boards. And watch him against 4 Spiders.
Good tip that time. Nice soft hands. Bucket.
Just used his body there to get Unger out of the way.
And now Xavier has to make up their mind. What are you going to take away? And they're starting to take away those free cuts.
And this is starting to get, almost a carry that time. David West, great defense. Here's the point in the basketball game now, Ralph, where you see what a team is made of. Richmond can either extend this lead or they can fold.
And that's David just told him, throw the ball to that side. Give and go. Good patience that time.
Nice play by Sato. Got his man in the air, went right underneath him.
And you go to your leading scorer, Romain Sato.
And he knocks it down. 7-point ball game. And Richmond wants a timeout.
And a 32nd timeout by Coach Beeline. And he knows an 8-0 run by Xavier has cut this to a 7-point lead. And Ralph, I'm not taking anything away from Richmond, but this is the point in the game where you're 16-3, 8-0 in Atlantic 10 for a reason. You are now making your push towards March, and it starts right here.
It starts right here, and it's the type of basketball game in which you have to show possession by possession. Good patience, makes the extra pass. Head fake by Romain Sato, jump shot, knocks it down. You're exactly right. Now you're making your push to March. You've got to be able to play possession by possession basketball. Don't get upset when you're in hostile environments, because when you go in a tournament, people are going to take shots at you.
A little bit of an upset maybe today in Atlantic 10 play. Temple beat St. Joe's 82-72 at home. Rhode Island beat UMass 70-59. Wow.
Saw that game with the Temple St. Joe game. Really good job by Temple of guarding Marvin O'Connor.
Strachey goes in, the foul, and he gets it to fall. And time again, it's been Mike Strachey that has come through.
And Strachey again, 7-point lead. Now a chance to push it to double digits again. Good move this time. Gets him on his hip, leans into him a little bit, throws it off, and Romain is saying, I didn't touch him.
The kid is just a sophomore out of Howell, New Jersey. Can't complete the three-point play. David Young with the rebound, so it stays a single-digit ball game. 62-53, 7:45 to play.
Bucket.
David West working on the inside. Can't get the first to fall, but a foul, and that's a huge foul if it's on Reggie Brown. And it is.
And Coach Mata grabs the ball and says, you made the call, so I'm not going to say anything, but here's the basketball. But the first one, they fouled Mr. West. They fouled David on the first one.
Thought it should have been a try for a three-point play, but he missed it. But that foul, number 4 on Reggie Brown, the leading scorer for the Richmond Spiders.
Got to hit your free throws. And Brown goes out with those 4 fouls. That's a big key in the ball game. 7 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Xavier down 9. And Mr. Brown goes out his leading scorer for Richmond.
David West misses both free throws. Wow. David is a 73% free throw shooter and missed them both. Now you're going to work it down if they want. Inside 7 minutes before they need to take a shot. Dobbins pulls it back out. Now he's going to drive into the lane.
Blocked by David.
Yep, David West is really working as a warrior on both ends of the court. Chalmers. Sato throws it away.
In too much of a hurry that time. You don't have to be in a hurry. You're only down 9. 7 minutes to go. You need to get a shot off every time.
A little out of control by Romain Sato. 62-53. 7:07 to play from Robbins Center in Richmond, Virginia.
Shot clock this time. Good idea. Lionel's moving back to the corner. Throw it away. This is what I talk about being very patient. Be patient. You're down 9. 7 seems to be the number you can't break through. Every time you get to 7, then Richmond does something to push the lead right back up. So at number 7 seems to be the number you can't push through.
7. 7 minutes left in the basketball game. Unger. For Dobbins, and they'll work the clock a little bit. 20 on the shot clock. They just looking down low. Now they go. Collins. Nice baseline move, and he can't finish.
Missed the layup.
Wow, and Romain Sato, you got to dunk that, don't you, Ralph? As big as you are, get underneath there like that. Stepped on the sideline. It'll be Xavier's basketball. Was Dobbins. He made the steal. And now Lionel Chalmers is asking the ref. Boy, let him do that. I'm going to have to wear a football uniform.
Yeah, he told the ref, he said, come on, baby. He is holding me.
Richmond has missed 6 of their last 7 shots. And that's what's got X back in this basketball game. 6:25. Big trip here. Obviously an understatement. Chalmers pulls it back out. Nice defense now by Richmond. Chalmers, though, tries to split it, dribbling through and loses it off his foot. Oh, nice play on the inside by Keith Jackson.
Great play.
He stepped out, got back inbounds, and regained his position on the field. Is why he was able to, on the court, he was able to keep that, right?
Right. And the thing is, mark that down. That was a big play because they could have went up 11.
Yep.
Now you go inside, you're going to foul me, or I'm going to get it bucket. Possession arrow, Richmond.
Again. Boy, Xavier just cannot get over that little hump. It's amazing, Ralph. They cut it. They've had 3 chances to cut into the lead, and 3 times they couldn't.
And they're saying to themselves, what do we have to do to get it under 7? Because if you get it under 7, it's a whole new ball game. And Keith made a great play the last time down.
Now O'Malley's back in the game, and Collins goes out. So now a smaller team on the floor for Richmond. And it's kind of tough to press these guys because they really have 4 guys that can handle the ball. And now with Collins out, O'Malley's not too shabby at dribbling either. David West gets the steal.
And he forced him. They made the big guy handle the basketball, and he turned it over.
That's going to be short. Yep. Too quick.
Too quick. No. Take the time. You're in the 1-and-1 bonus. Every shot or every foul you get is going to be either a layup or even a foul shot because you're in the 1-and-1. Take your time. Jump shots.
Scrocky had an open 3 from the corner, and he missed. And it's knocked away by Dobbins.
He's done that twice. The last 2 plays down the floor, he's done at the line. He's let him go by, and he's knocked it away.
And I think they're going to call a technical foul. They are on Lionel Chalmers. Chalmers said something to the ref, and he is hot. He said, hey, the last 3 times I brought the ball up, I'm getting mugged, and you haven't called anything. He's going to take a seat, and Jaison Williams is going to come in.
And that's his 4th foul as well. You know, with the technical foul, that's his 4th foul.
Big play there.
And Lionel has to just calm down. I know you're upset. You get picked twice. When you're a point guard like me, you get picked, you get upset. Hey, but just calm down, relax. Think about the game. That's what Sean, another point guard, is telling him. Just relax. You got too much at stake here. We still got a lot of time. We're down 9. You just gave him some points. May go down 10. Relax for a second, then come right back in. And now
that was a back tap that time. A guy came from behind and knocked it forward. Second free throw, no good. So Scrocky misses them both.
So it doesn't hurt him. He got the technical. The only thing that hurts is his 4th foul.
Watch this, Ralph. And here's what Lionel's upset with. There's one time he's hit. He goes through, and you can't really see. He's shaded a little bit that time, shielded, but
the thing is, he got back tapped that time. That's not something to get upset about. This late in the game, we can't have the point guard upset. Or make him shoot that. Let him shoot that.
O'Malley hard, Fry with the rebound. You know, Dobbins got some pretty good hands. He's second in the conference in steals. He's averaging 2.5 a game.
And here comes the freshman.
Still a 9-point game. David West, 14 feet from the basket. Now he's going to back in the guard. Up off the glass, no good. Rebound out of bounds. It'll stay X-basketball.
And
right
Dave
off
saying,
the hands.
I got to do something right now. And he had 4 guys around that time.
And now Collins comes back in for O'Malley, so he got a quick blow. Both of these teams have gone ice cold. 8 straight shots missed, 4 by each team.
Take care of the basketball and dribble drive, get in the paint early. Good.
Jackson baseline, 8-footer, good.
And now we're back to that magic number again, 7 with 4 minutes and 19 seconds to go. And we got a good one in Richmond, Virginia.
Keith Jackson has 4 points, and it's 62-55, and there's a steal, and that's going to be, yep.
Good job by Kevin.
Yep.
And that's going to be an intentional foul, and Kevin called it, and now there's 2 shots with the basketball. Break that number 7, get it down to 5.
Watch Kevin Fry, Ralph. What a nice play. Gets into the lane.
He turned his back on the defensive guy, lost him, and then he just grabbed him that time. Unger just grabbed him. And Kevin's asking for the, yes, give me the intentional, and he got it, and he's fired up.
One thing they have to be careful with over there underneath this basket that Xavier is shooting at. A lot of debris came flying out of the stands and almost made it to the court, right on the edge of the court. And they've swept that away, but this has been a good crowd tonight. You don't want to see something like that happen to kind of mar the basketball game.
And then comes their leading scorer back. Recognize he's back on the floor.
Myers takes a seat. Dobbins comes in. Look at that. That's the kind that you like to see in college basketball. Look at the backdrop there. You've got to concentrate, don't you, Ralph?
You're going to have to. He'll knock it down.
Ooh, in and out.
In and out.
So Xavier gets it back. It's a 6-point lead now.
And Lionel's biting at the bit to get back in this thing now. And I got to commend Coach Mata. He's going to go with the young fella right now. You're in a tight ball game, but
young
he's playing.
Fellas.
He's got young fellas, right. He's got Williams and Jackson in the backcourt.
And there is Jackson. The pass inside to Fry. He'll bring it back out.
Oh, you got to look to go high-low that time, Kevin.
Williams open 3 on the way, and Jaison Williams knocks it down.
And every move Coach Mata's made this year has been successful. He went with the young fella, stayed with him, and he gave him the game experience. He knocks it down. 3-point ball game with 3:40 to go.
Ralph, at the 7-minute mark, I said this is where you learn how good you are. It's gut check time, and right now Xavier is responding.
And he's got another player in his rotation.
Now Dobbins holding it outside to Strachey.
Let him work on David one-on-one. I'll take my chances with him working against David.
Nice denial by Jackson of Dobbins. He can't get him the ball. Turnaround no good, and Romain Sato with it.
Good job. And what they did, they cut everybody else off. They said, hey, you want to beat our big guy one-on-one? You go ahead. Got the freshman in there.
3-minute mark. Jackson knocked away by Unger out of bounds. 62-59, Ralph, we got ourselves a basketball game live from the Robins Center in Richmond, Virginia. 62-59. Richmond, good one next Saturday night. So next time we'll be on the air, 7 o'clock from Olean, New York. It's Xavier and St. Bonaventure.
Tough place to play.
Yes, it is. We were there last year. Snow, cold.
But when we were there last time, we had a great one. Last second shot was the determination of the game.
Yep. Be good again.
And I was with you that time.
Yes, we were.
That's right.
So Jaison Williams, the freshman, walks it up into the offensive end. 3 minutes to play in the basketball game, and Xavier trails by 3. Jason almost took a step there. Jackson gets a step, lays it in off the glass.
And Jackson went right to the glass. Great job, Keith. Drive to the basket. Now he sits down and guard him. Don't leave Brown open, and you don't want Strachey to get open.
And Jonathan Collins had to lay off him with, well, he just has 2 fouls, but trying to be careful on the inside. Another missed shot. Dobbins is going to be fouled. Yep, Sato came over the back that time to foul him, and he'll go to the free throw line as Dobbins. Dobbins, a 67% free throw shooter on the year.
I tell you, that possession that time, great help by David. caused Stragi to shoot the ball a little bit higher than he wanted to. Came off. Got to get the first rebound. The second shots have hurt you all night long. And if you're Coach Mata, you're saying, don't give him any more second shots.
The thing that's amazing about Xavier, they have made more free throws than the opponents have attempted this year. Amazing stat for the Musketeers.
David West is getting involved a lot in the offense.
16 of 25 tonight. Richmond 8 of 12.
And how you like Coach Mata saying, Lionel, you made a mistake, you're going to watch.
Yep. Sato got stuck there on the wing. Now nice pass inside, but knocked away by Strachey. But good eyes by David West.
Good eyes by David West. That time Kevin cut behind the defense, cut in front of the defense. You got a layup.
30-second timeout as Coach Mata here wants to set a play. There's 13 on the shot clock. They're down by 1, 62-61. Give you a couple of quick scores in Atlantic 10. Temple beat St. Joe's by 10, 82-72. LaSalle beat George Washington by a baker's dozen, 83-70. Rhode Island over UMass, 70-59. And Duquesne beat Fordham, 95-66 today. And of course, for all of you back home in Cincinnati, you see a loser at Marquette, 74-60, Ralph.
Yeah, I hated to see that. I didn't want to really see the Bearcats get knocked off because I'm enjoying that role they have going on there. And, you know, tough things for the Bearcats. But let's hope we can get one of the Cincinnati teams with a win for the day.
Ralph, since the shootout, which Xavier lost, they have not lost since then. And they have right now the second longest winning streak in college basketball. Only Utah at 12 has the lead. How about this? Xavier has not led since they led 13-11. They have a chance to go ahead here.
And great point. Look at Romain Sato coming off the double screen on the baseline, looking to get it to David up high or give it back to David West.
There's a stack, but they get it into Jackson D. Now remember, 10 on the shot clock. Jaison Williams going to have to make something happen here. Shot clock at 7. Cross court to Jackson. He goes up and under, and he's fouled by Collins.
Great job by Keith that time. Caught the ball, put his body into Collins and said, you're either going to foul me, I'm going to get 3, or I'm going to get 2. Great job by the freshman.
Richmond hasn't scored since the 7:51 mark.
Good job. Watch Keith put his body into him, jackknife a little bit, and if he didn't get it, guess who was hanging around? David West with a putback.
Ralph, I guess you have to like the way the freshman caught the ball, went right to the rim, too.
You got to like that way. But you know what I like even more? If you look at the bench, Lionel Chalmers is the one up, screaming and yelling, encouraging the freshman. Come on.
So the game is tied at the 2:03 mark. Jackson's free throw, no good. Tipped out by David West, and Xavier claims it. Fresh shot clock with under 2 minutes to play.
Couldn't get his hands around it. Said, I'll tip it out to you, see what you can do with it.
Great players make great plays, and that was a great play to keep the ball alive. Jackson drives in. Kicks out to Williams. A little reluctant to shoot there, but probably smart, and that's a kick off Unger, so it'll be a fresh shot clock with 1:43 now to play.
What I'd like to see is him go with Lionel right now. I like to come back with Lionel right now. Coach not going to do it, but I like to see Lionel come back in for his dribble penetration ability. But we stay with the freshmen and we live and die with it.
And they stay in the zone defense is Richmond. They are packing it in against David West, aren't they?
Good pass, freshman. Good
West
pass.
puts it in, and that's the first lead since 13-11.
Good pass. The freshman dribble penetrated. Coach, I'm not second guess you anymore. Good job, freshman.
And it's stolen away by Williams. There's his speed. He lays it up and in. Jaison Williams.
Jaison Williams has come off the bench to give the spurt. And they up 4. Jaison Williams. It's your time, young fella.
1 minute to play in the basketball game. Unger inside the arc, jumper good. That's their first baskets at 7:50. It was just at 2. A 2-point basket by Unger. He was a step inside the 3-point arc, and they call a 30-second timeout off the made shot.
And that's why I'm sitting over here, and Coach Mata's over there. He stayed with the freshman, and the freshman delivered 2 big key plays. He got a steal, laid it in, and Xavier's made 5 straight shots. And the freshman has made 2 of those 5, and the young guys have come in and said, hey, we're growing up tonight.
I think one thing Thad Mata has learned that in crunch time, he can rely on Jackson and Williams now. So he's found 2 more guys to put in that rotation.
And you got Williams and Jackson both helping out. And that's been a great thing. Both of them have grown up in Richmond, and that's added to the rotation now. Now you have a 7-man rotation. That's a good thing to have.
Here's our Walt Sweeney Pontiac GMC drive of the game, and it's Jaison Williams. He gets the steal, and then he takes off. It's your Walt Sweeney Pontiac GMC drive of the game.
And the young fella put it with one hand. The only thing I want to tell him, please put the second hand on that basketball for me.
So there's Jaison Williams, brings it up. We're inside of a minute. The crowd's on his feet. Almost a bad pass. The ball's loose on the floor. Jump ball, it'll go to Xavier.
And that time, Coach Miles says, calm down.
Yep.
Jaison, not a good pass.
But Jackson, I think he hit his head on the floor. He did hit his head on the floor, and he's trying to shake it off as he went. There's C. Jackson. His forehead slammed down on the ground when he dove to try to get that one, and now Xavier is going to call timeout. There's 46.7 to go and 22 on the shot clock. So now, Ralph, you're Thad Matta in the huddle. What are you telling him?
What you're telling them is get the ball to the baseline, okay? And then let's flatten out the zone. If they come out man-to-man, let's look to swing the ball and get it right inside of David. We're in the double bonus. Anytime we get fouled, there's 10-team fouls, and we'll get to shoot 2. So anytime we get fouled, that's what you're telling them right now. The other thing you're going to tell your kids is that, hey, listen, take care of the basketball.
Okay, now I take you in the other huddle. What's Coach Beeline telling him? No fouls?
He's telling them, if David West gets it inside, let's put 4 guys around. Let's make somebody else beat us. If Williams or either Jackson are open for jump shots, let him take the jump shot. Don't let him drive to the basket. Don't let Fry drive to the basket. But what he also is telling them right now is, hey, if we get late in the shot clock, if it gets down to 10 seconds, don't foul. It's the double bonus, and you don't want to foul at that time.
Tell you what, Ralph, you can feel the electricity in here right now. The whole crowd, the whole end zone on its feet. You hear the band playing in the background. This is college basketball at its best right now. And hey, you see some of the students here.
Howard Stern's in the house. I didn't know Howard Stern's in the house.
Hey, don't forget, folks, next Saturday night, we're going to have another good one, too. 7 o'clock, Xavier and St. Bonaventure.
And for the Muskie fans, this is how it is when they go on the road. It's going to be tough for the rest of the year.
Turnovers now, Xavier 15, Richmond 14. Xavier on the baseline, gets it into Fry, and they're going to pull it out. They're going to try to run the clock. Jackson to Williams. They're just pulling it out, 4-corner style. Sato was almost trapped. There's the bounce pass. Now the shot clock is at 10. Game clock at 34. Williams goes right to the basket. They're going to call a foul on Brown.
And that time Dobbins tried to do the back tackle on Williams, but Williams did the smart thing. He threw the ball in front of him, and Dobbins couldn't back tap him.
That foul was on Brown. That's 5, so he fouls out.
And here you take a look. Watch the freshman throw the ball in front of him. Throw it. He tried to back tap him, couldn't get it. Takes it right to the basket. Does a good job. Now you got to hit your free throws, Jeff, and cause a lot of problems.
I'll tell you what, Ralph, one thing that I like about this Richmond team, people have told me that Jonathan Collins is a little soft on the inside, but I'll tell you what, he's really played very well, a very good help defense tonight. He's come over, blocked a couple shots, and looked fairly strong in there.
He's looked fairly strong tonight. He took a personal challenge. Everybody's talking about David West in the league, and now he comes into the game. He's saying, I'm going to take this as a personal challenge, and we'll see how this thing folds out.
You know, Reggie Brown is their leading scorer, average-wise, at 14 a game. He just fouled out. He is the only player this year to foul out of a game for the Richmond Spiders. He's the only one. Nobody else has ever fouled out of a game, just him.
Holy cow.
Amazing. The freshman, free throw, no good. And boy, you know, you got a shot of that backdrop a couple of minutes ago, and you ought to see it now. It is, the youngster is looking into a lot of bats as Thad Matta just holds his breath.
Take your time, Jason. Stroke it like you do. That's what you come to school for. Oh, didn't get it.
In and out.
Okay, play good thing.
Now shot clock is off. A 2 can tie, a 3 can win it. And you got to watch Strocky.
You don't want to leave Strocky open. He's going to go for it.
Denial, but he's got 18 to go. Dobbins, 15 to go to Myers. 12 to go. There's Strocky. He's the shooter. Drives in. Running 8-footer. No good. Rebound to Romain Sato, and he's fouled by Strocky with 7.5.
And in my opening, I said Romain has been doing what? this year. He's been rebounding the basketball, and he comes up with the big rebound right now. Now you take the sophomore, put him in the same situation. This is what you come to college basketball for. When you're thinking about high school, you're saying, hey, we're down one, and crowd's going crazy. I'm in a hostile environment, and I knock down the shot.
Ralph coach John Beilein got the ball to the guy he wanted, and he got the shot he wanted, I think, about a running 9-footer, right?
He got the shot he wanted. Schrocky wasn't able to knock it down. But here we go again. Bring in the crowd, bring in the noise. Let's see if Romain can respond.
It's a tough shot when you're shooting from the baseline because you can't use the backboard there to help you out. Now another missed free throw, this one by Sato. For the year, Romain Sato is 67% free throw shooter. They've missed 3 in a row. He's 8 for 11 tonight.
And you let him in the ballgame.
And he knocks that one down, so at least now all they can do is tie.
And see, the thing is, if you knock down 3 other free throws, you're up 6.
Game's over.
Game's over. You're leaving a door open, a window of opportunity that you don't really want to leave with a team like Richmond, who may knock it down and you go in overtime, and that gives them new life.
Okay, Ralph, now, you know that they need a 3. Do you go zone? Do you go man? What do you do here knowing that they need a 3 to tie you?
You have to go man-to-man, and you have to force them to drive. You want them to drive. And the most important thing you're telling them, your kids right now, don't foul the jump shooter. Get your hands straight up.
Do you foul before the shot?
No, because you're in the 1-and-1, and that's somebody's strategy. That's a lot of coaches' strategy out there, to give them 2 shots and then play it over again.
Right.
But I can tell you, they're not going to foul before that. Get your hands up. As you see Keith saying, I'm going to get my hands up. I'm not going to foul.
So Richmond has to go the length of the court. Nobody on Unger, the inbounder. There's the inbound to Collins.
And they got 1 timeout left, and it didn't get up far enough. That was a bad play. It's right here. And that's what they're arguing about right now. The player's back there.
And now they're talking to the officials, Rich Sanfilippo.
And look at Coach Mott. He said, you call timeout right there, not at half court.
Now, the guy that called timeout was up around midcourt, but the ball was back behind him. Myers called timeout, but the ball, Collins back past the ball. And I don't know how far he was. It might be around the timeline.
And that's what Coach Mata. And now they're out of timeout. Richmond's out of timeout. Now let's take a look at this. Then what Coach Mata's saying, okay, you threw the ball in. Now, you call timeout. That's where they call timeout, right there.
And it's a back pass.
And it's a back pass. And also, Unger got away with a little trouble.
Yeah, he sure did. Now, where the official is spotting the ball is between the timeline and midcourt. So they've got 5-9. So they
no timeouts.
Yep.
So what Xavier will do is try to put a lot of pressure on the inbound and watch for Coach Mata to put somebody diagonal toward the front court so it makes him throw it back. And if they put somebody on the ball, they'll try to make him throw it back.
Great comeback by Xavier. And they've done it, as we said earlier, they've taken the lead on the glass as well. They were getting beat horribly early in the game, 31-25. They now lead by 6.
And you see Coach over there telling them right now, get on the basketball, and you give him an angle. As I told you, Coach Mata, right call. Now you're going to make him throw that ball back. And you got Kevin Fry on the ball. That's what they're looking to do.
Unger to inbound. Count is 4. Gets it into O'Malley.
And he won O'Malley. There it is.
3 on the way, and that's an air ball. Kevin Fry got his hand on it, and what a comeback is Coach Tad Mata. A huge smile, and the Muskies are really getting on. David West is getting on the crowd as he should, and they were calling him soft all game. And David West says, take that. Boy, look at Coach Mata out there. What a game. What a comeback by Xavier.
And watch this reaction by Coach. We won it. We won it. Who am I going to hug? Let me go see if I can hug somebody. Oh, I got to shake hands down here.
That's what you call youthful exuberance.
That's right. I got to go shake hands.
All right, so Xavier wins it 67-64. They win it by 3, and they're now 7